I go into these opportunities with the knowledge that I am a marginalized, like largely marginalized person. I am girl, I am black, I am queer, and all of
Yeah.
these like hotbed topics, like organizations are like, wow, look at us. I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, fine. This is I'm like, yes, I want to be here. I'm so thrilled that you've invited me, but also just remember that you can't just do stuff like you can't just program marginalized people and then expect a cookie. Be like, look at us, look what we did. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
that doesn't, that doesn't really if you're trying to if you're genuinely trying to change the field, that doesn't mean you should be only doing it for the validation of other people and like the validation of your audience. Like, wow, look at how diverse they're being, and then like do
Yeah.
it once
Right.
and then never do it again. I'm like, that does not count if you just program like one woman on your entire season and then never do it again. Like, that is a person who is filling out a checkbox like, we got our one girl, now we're done until next year. Like, that, nope, that does not count. That
Yeah,
does not
I
count.
remember after the after like a lot of the Me Too stuff, like in I think 2016, and seeing orchestras, I won't name names, but seeing orchestras finally program women composers that following season, and then the following year just back to business. And it's like, come on, y'all, like let's not tokenize this. Right?
That is impressively tokenizing. And then back to business for you. Well, the audiences only want to hear Mozart. I'm like, you are completely underestimating your audience, and while you're doing that, also being really lame. So don't do either of those things. But yeah, it's true. Like, in 2020, after the murder of George Floyd, it was very trendy and very popular. Like, well, Black Lives Matter, and we're going to program Black people. Ooh.
Right.
And then like not
Spicy,
doing it.
right?
Oh, wow.
We're the being bare
so
minimum.
edgy
Nice.
right now. Yeah, the bare minimum. Like, well, that's cool in the moment because the people that are being supported should be supported. Their music is excellent. They're doing amazing work, not by virtue of them being marginalized. They're making amazing work. The person that they are may or may not affect the music that they make. Whatever they make is theirs, and their experience is also theirs. These institutions should not capitalize on the fact that the person that they're bringing in is marginalized, which sometimes happens because they're programming women for one season after it became relevant, and then never doing it again. Like that. No, that is, it feels close. You're getting closer. But the way that you did it was only so you would look good. And it sucks. I'm like, God, y'all, please don't. Just not do that.
and to be fair, there's plenty of organizations who have taken the reins and done it right.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Who
Yes.
have been champions of composers of all kind, underrepresented composers, living composers in general, right?
Yes.
That's not really a thing orchestras typically do.
Yeah.
Celebrate people who are alive.
Yeah, it's true. And it's there are some incredible institutions, organizations who are doing that great work. And I'm like, this is an amazing example of a group that is doing, I don't want to say like the right thing, but like they're out there representing music, and it includes greatest hits of like Beethoven, Mozart, but also they're including the next greatest hits of the generation, and they're introducing people to music they've never heard before, and they're lifting up the community as a whole and striving to make our field an equitable, good place. And there's groups out there that, all hat, no cowboy, where they are saying, we are doing this one thing, but then they don't actually mean it. It's very frustrating. And I figure if I've been invited into this place, trying to make sure that I've been invited for the right reasons. And while I'm there, thinking about, is this an organization that would be open to discussion on this kind of stuff? Like, how are you as a group striving to make the field of classical music more equitable? How are you doing that? What are some things that you can do to do more? How can you swing for the fences a little bit more? What are some potential resources that you could use to help you on your journey? That kind of stuff. So figure out, are they even receptive to this kind of conversation? Sometimes they might not be, and if what I'm saying falls upon deaf ears, that it's not a great feeling, but I'm gonna try because I'm there. They wanted me there, so I'm like, well, you're gonna get it. I'm here now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm so thankful that's something that you do, because I'm sure there's a lot
Thanks.
of composers who have these opportunities and could be doing that, and just for whatever reason they don't. Maybe to
Yeah.
no fault of their own.
Yeah. Because I mean, it is
It's hard.
it is
It's hard.
scary. It feels like a risk because if you're difficult, they don't want to work with you anymore. But then also, I'm like, I don't know if I want to work with a group that would just be openly tokenizing people from marginalized communities. That feels very icky and inauthentic to who I am as a person. Also, just like, I don't want to work with organizations that are doing that intentionally. There are some groups that will give themselves awfully big pats on the back, like, we did it. I'm like,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Bless your hearts, in a very Southern way. But like, thank you. I'm trying. Again, you can only do your best, and say your piece, and then hope that it is interpreted not as a direct criticism, but as a, hey, you're doing your best. Here's some other stuff you can do.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Micromaker by Loose Leaf Transmissions. We hope you enjoyed this brief glimpse into the inner workings of the creative life. If this resonated with you, be sure to check out the full conversation on Music Maker with Tyler Kline, a podcast exploring craft and process, philosophy and inspiration, and the honest, often messy parts of being an artist, creative uncertainty, purpose and identity, and resilience. You can find Music Maker wherever you get your podcasts or by visiting musicmakerpodcast.com.